Can you see me? We're going to be talking about these today. What is up everyone, T-Man Nato here, welcoming you back to another video. It's not much, but it's mine. So you're a new photographer who wants to put up their own photography business for food product or even portrait photography, but you don't really know where to start except to have a camera and practice your skills. But now that you are more confident on your skills, you want to really put yourself out there, but you don't have the essential gear. So what do you want to start with? So in this video, we're going to be talking about what the essentials are for you to be able to set up a small studio that you can put in a space in your house or a space in your room. So without any further ado, I'm going to be starting with the most important one, except for the camera. Of course, the camera is the most important thing if you are starting a photography business. But of course, this is assuming that you already have a camera. What is the first thing you should invest on? And I think those are lights. You should invest on lights so you can get studio strobes, speed lights, or constant lighting equipment. So all of these three have different purposes, but to start with, I suggest you get one of these. This is what I started my photography with, and then get yourself one of these. So this is a speed light and this is the constant light. This is more versatile if you want to do also some videos. You can use this light. This is the Godox SL60W. I've been using this for almost 2 years now. And this is another Godox. This is the Godox TT350S for the Sony. So the downside of getting this speed light is you have to get one of these, the mounts for the modifiers. So to get really soft lighting, you have to get modifiers, which brings me to the second item on the list. Let me just get rid of these. And those are light modifiers. So you can get some of these umbrella things. This will give you soft lighting. You can just put it here in this slot here. If you can see that, there's a slot there. You can stick it there and then use this to soften your light. But there's also another option which I will get for you. Give me 1 second. You can also get yourself one of these. This is a soft box. This is a smaller one, but to start with product or food photography, you'll be able to maximize this. So you can use this with your constant light, or you can use this with your speed light with the mount. And then goes without saying that you also need light stands. That's why I did not put it on the list. So first one is of course lights. Second one is light modifiers. So next up, of course, you need backdrops. It's either you want backdrops for food photography, backdrops for product photography, or even backdrops for portraits. So there are different kinds of backdrops. First, you have these PVC backdrops. This can simulate a lot of surfaces like wood, you have concrete, so just a lot of different surfaces, and these aren't very expensive. You can get these for very cheap. There's another kind of backdrop which is like, let me show you. You can also get yourself one of these. These are more expensive, but these are better quality backdrops. So if you're just starting, you can go ahead and get one of these PVC backdrops. There are a lot of choices, a lot of colors. There are plain choices as well, not only these textured ones. But this will save your life. I'm gonna show you a couple of pictures right now with me using these backdrops. You'll be able to get a lot of nice photos when you use these backdrops. So we're now at 3 items. So you need lights, you need modifiers, you need backdrops. What else do you need? Of course, you need backdrop stands. So backdrop stands are pretty much like very thin light stands. So this is a backdrop stand and it comes with this. So you can look for like these stands. So you should look for these. This is where you hang your backdrops depending on the height that you need. But this will make your life easier because when you roll those backdrops, it's going to be hard to flatten them. And when you guys buy these, you're also gonna get clamps So let me just show you a couple of clamps that I have. So when you get yourself light stand, it's going to be usually in a package. You get the stand, you get that bar thing, that rod, and you also get a couple of these. But since I'm a very, very bright man, I usually lose my clamps. So I buy clips from your local bookstore. So you can use these to prop up your backdrops. These are very effective if you lose your clamps, but I suggest don't lose your clamps. But either or, it's gonna work very well. Next on the list are reflectors. So there are different kinds of reflectors. So there is like a black one, so light doesn't bounce onto your image if you want to lose light. You also have a white one, so you can really fill those shadows up. You also have a gold one to give you a warm light on those shadows, or a silver one. So this is new. It's basically the same except the silver is gold is silver. But you're gonna need this if you want to take pictures, especially if you're going to use only one light for your setup. I suggest you get one of these so you can fill up those shadows. So of course, given that you have now your camera, you have your lights, you have your backdrops, you have your reflectors, you have your light stands, and all of those things, there's also a couple of more things that you need, and that next thing is also quite important, and that is a computer. So what do you need a computer for? So you can tether your pictures, but if you don't need tethering, you can use this to edit your photos. You can buy a laptop, you can buy a tablet, you can use an iPad to edit your photos. As long as you have something, a device that will be able to open up whatever photo editor that you need, that you use, that you want to get used to. A computer is very important for you to really enhance those images. And last but not the least, so we're talking about this home studio things. So that means you don't have much space. So if you don't have enough space, how do you store these things? And that is where the plastic crate comes in. So get yourself one or two of these plastic crates to store all your gear. You can store your lights, your light stands, your backdrops on here, and it will not take up a lot of space. You can just put all your things in one or two of these. Then you can store it under your table so it's ready whenever you need a photo shoot. You need to do a photo shoot. It's available for you, and I have mine labeled. So this is for my lights. This is usually for my lights, but I'm using it now just as a prop, for this video. But yeah, those are some of the things that you need to really start your own home studio for photography. Okay, just to recap about the things that we talked about this evening on putting up your own home studio or room studio. The first thing that you need are, of course, lights. So it's either a strobe, speed light, or a constant light. Next up is, of course, light modifiers. It could be umbrellas, soft boxes. Third are backdrops. So this is to give life, to give character to your pictures, depending on what kind of theme or look your client is going for. You have multiple backdrops. You can have plain colored backdrops, textured backdrops, all of those different backdrops, and those are not expensive. Of course, next up, the fourth item is our light backdrop stands. So these are called T stands as well. So you use this to prop up your backdrop so it doesn't fall, and it's hard to flatten, as I mentioned, because it comes to you rolled. Next item is, of course, the reflectors. You need this especially if you only have one light to work with. This will really help you fill up those shadows, and it is also inexpensive. Next up is, of course, your computer, where you would edit your photos on. You can get a computer, you can get a tablet, whatever it is that you're comfortable with, as long as it can handle your editing software of choice, Lightroom, whatever editing software you want, Photoshop. You should have a computer to edit those photos on to really enhance that image. The last one is the crate, where you can store all of these things and to not take up a lot of space in your house. But again, I'm going to say to you guys, all of this gear is not that important if you don't practice your skills, if you don't hone your skills, if you don't sharpen the saw. So I suggest you also use these things to practice your skills, not only for client, but if you have an idea, make sure you practice your shots. And I'm going to end this video by showing you guys a few photos that I took with my own home studio setup using some of these things that I showed you, and I hope you like them. So those are the photos. I hope you like them. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. And please don't forget to hit the like button, smash the subscribe button, and punch that notification bell so you are notified every time I have a new video. And that's it for me tonight, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.